How you doing? What's going on over there?
Doing pretty good.
Okay.
Just a mess as usual.
It's all right.
My complex issues.
I get it. Did you hit record on your phone yet?
Nope. Did you?
No.
Okay, ready?
But I didn't start recording this.
Nice job.
So, are you ready?
1, 2, 3.
So ridiculous. Hello.
Hello. Welcome back
I
to
know.
another
episode.
Another
day.
2 weeks this time.
Yeah. Do you feel better about it being 2 weeks?
2 weeks is a good time. Although it's not really a good. It doesn't really matter because it's still recording Monday and releasing Friday and then a week break for no apparent reason. So.
All right. Well, we can just adjust again.
We can what?
We can adjust again.
Yeah.
If we need to.
Just got to see how,
I think maybe
how busy I want to be each week.
That's fair. But I think maybe too, like if we recorded like on like a Monday and then maybe even on a Wednesday and gave ourselves like a week and a half to edit and then put stuff out, like maybe we'd be in a better place.
Yeah.
It seems like the editing is the stressful part.
No, it's getting easier. I'm just using AI to do all the heavy lifting. So that's pretty impressive that there's that many
It's true.
tools out there. I didn't edit anything last week, which was quite impressive.
Well, then you felt like you needed to edit more.
No, it just took forever to process all the large files.
Got it.
So.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
So today's topic, friendships.
Friendships.
You made a comment a couple weeks ago that made me really think deep and hard about friendships.
What was the comment?
So we've always like kind of casually had a conversation about all of being homeschooled. We've never sat down and talked about her being homeschooled.
Yep.
But you had said, one of the things that people always say is like, they're so weird. They don't have any friends. And you had said you don't have any friends from school.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I know, there's Facebook.
Right.
And there's friends from school in that sense, but I don't have any text message conversations, day-to-day conversations or relationships with any friends from high school.
And then I brought this up to one of our friends that I go walking with, and she said that all of her friends, pretty much all of her friends are from school.
Right.
So it was kind of a funny...
But we also decided that, or came to the conclusion that, it's easier to have a core group of friends from school if you've been in the same city that you were born and raised in, then,
Right.
Unless one of those friends decides to really dislike you or they move on outside of the city or outside of the state, then they're probably going to be your friends for a good while.
For sure. And you and I both moved around a lot growing up, so that's probably another
I actually stayed in the
piece
same
of that.
3 schools my entire life.
That must be so nice.
Yeah. No matter how far I moved out of the district, we always had an address to use from a family friend or a friend that we stayed in those districts. So no matter how far it was, my parents always drove me to my school. I went to 3 schools.
I went to 3 different high schools.
Yeah, no, not me.
Like you only do 4 years in high school. I went to 3 different ones.
Yeah, no, not me. Moved a lot, but only went to 3 schools. Had the same friends through I had the same friends through all of school. All school, I had the same friends.
I did not.
But then I moved out of Corona.
Right.
And so all those friends, they just slowly fade away.
Yeah.
I've had one friend, Adam, since, we were 2 years old. So he has surpassed, many friends in school, and we still talk.
Yeah.
But, yeah, rarely do I talk to anybody on my phone that I went to school with.
I don't, if I really think about it, I don't either. I have a couple of girlfriends that I've had for quite some time. My friend Carrie, we didn't go to high school together, but we knew the same people from high school, but her and I didn't meet until college.
Right.
And we didn't even go to the same college. And then my friend Kristen, and that's because her and I worked together, but we didn't go to college together.
Right.
We knew I was in college, but we worked at the same place. So, but those are the only 2 friends that I've like kept from 10 plus years.
Right. But you start to meet those friends in a more adult setting.
Right.
Right. You know, you got to high school and start going to college. College is where I didn't go to college.
Right.
So, I would imagine that's where you start to meet more lifelong friends.
Yeah.
For the most part. A lot of my friends still have friends from college.
It's so wild.
Yeah.
When I think about it.
But, those are also people that move from different states to be in the area that you are in, or you move from a different state to be in that area. So it's it makes a little more sense than, struggling to hold on to friends when you move away.
How important do you think it is to make friends as adults?
Important? I think as a young adult, it's important, because I think as a young adult, you meet, core friends who stick around. Like, I have core friends that I met in my 20s that I couldn't replace, no matter how hard I tried.
That's
But
true.
meeting friends, in my 40s, for lack of better wording, I really don't care to meet new friends.
Right.
Not that I don't have time or don't want to, or I just don't have the desire to go through the work it takes to build a new friendship.
Yeah.
So unless something falls in line very easily and very smoothly, then I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But I'm not chasing it.
Right.
I'm not looking for friends.
Right.
We work and we have a family and we do things together, and I don't want to make time necessarily to hang out with friends anymore.
Right.
We'll take vacations or we'll meet up with people like we did, our friends this weekend.
Yeah.
And that's important. And those friends fell into our lives very naturally.
Yeah.
There was zero effort whatsoever to make that a friendship.
Yeah. It's actually, I fell into your group of friends when we started dating.
Right.
And everybody has always been so amazing and so great to me. But our friends that we spent this past weekend with, that's our first set of friends that you and I have made
since leaving California.
Right.
And really we have some friends now that are growing into pretty good relationships. So I think, now it's a little bit different to say, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
No, of course. But
and really not since Tennessee.
Right.
But, that's, we hang out with, we strive to hang out with them.
Yeah.
We hung out, over New Year's with our friends in Reno. We all met up for New Year's, and we strive for that too.
Yeah.
But, those are friends where you see effort being made.
Yeah.
That's a friend.
For sure. I think too, when I look at like our friendships that we've made now, they've become easy because our kids are friends.
Right.
And our friendship with them just kind of fell into our laps, and it has been easy. So it's been super nice, and we all live in the same neighborhood. And
yeah, exactly.
Our kids get together, and you're right. Like I'm not like looking for the friendship to go way out of my way, but the friendships that have like fallen in our laps and have happened naturally, they've been great.
Right. Those are the ones that count anyways.
For sure.
If you have to really try to be someone's friend, they probably don't want to be your friend.
Right.
And I don't want to try to be anybody's friend.
Right.
I'm a nice enough guy that, I'm going to attract people to be my friend and vice versa.
Right.
It's not going to be like, I really want to be that person's friend. I'm really going to try.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Right.
Not into it.
I don't have the energy for that.
I don't have the desire.
I barely have
I don't
the energy
need it
for this.
I have no hole in my life where I need to strive for that, that filler.
Right. No, that's a good point. Have you ever encountered like unexpected friendships?
I don't know. Have I?
I don't know. I laugh at how our friendship with Nancy and Jerick started.
Well, yeah, if you put it in that context, yeah.
Which was totally an unexpected friendship.
Right. And almost an accident for who it really turned out to be.
He said you guys were accidents.
Here you are.
Yeah. No, but it's true. Like we did an event at Olive School.
Right. And we thought that they were somebody else. We thought, we were told there was somebody in the school that didn't like us because,
Of our political beliefs.
Right. When we get into that, but,
Yeah.
but if our political beliefs, really, it's what it boiled
Yeah.
down to, right? It was the first election or the second or during Trump
Yeah.
administration and all that good yada yada stuff. And we thought it was them. Mm-hmm. And so when we first hung out with them at that school event,
Yeah.
the whole thing went through and we ended up being like, what the hell, these two are awesome.
Yeah.
Like, how could they not like us? And then come to find out it wasn't them.
Right.
Right.
And now here we are.
Yeah.
Years later.
Right.
Like taking vacations without our kids.
Yep.
I want to like circle back though to our friends in California, because we were such a similar but different group of people.
Yeah.
Like there's, 5 couples. All of us have very similar beliefs.
Right. That's why we got along very well.
Yeah. Very similar ways in which we parent and kind of go about life. And I was so nervous to meet that group of friends because they were your friends before I
that was a whole
came into the picture. And I was so lucky to have been blessed with like a group of girls that were just like arms open, like, hey, do you want to come to wine night?
Right.
And I was like, I don't drink wine.
Right.
What?
Welcome to Orange County.
Yeah. Right. Or you would be like, I'm going to hang out with the guys. And I was like, I just moved here. What do you mean you're going to hang out with this group of guys? But I was so lucky to have had like that group of girls just like open arm, like love me.
Yeah.
I couldn't have imagined like if it had not been like that.
For sure. And that was just another example of it being easy.
For sure.
Right. Just happened.
Right. There was no needing to work at that relationship. So I've always been super grateful for those relationships. And what I love about them is that you literally just pick up right where you left off.
Yeah, I know. We haven't seen them we haven't all been together or hadn't all been together in
like 6 years.
No, longer than that because Josh moved before we moved. So all of us together, it had probably been 7 years, 8 years.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I keep forgetting that maybe if he came back, but he didn't ever come back.
He wasn't there for all of his first birthday or anything.
No.
So, yeah, it was the first time we'd all been together especially for New Year's.
Yeah, and that was fun.
So, I mean, literally since probably that last New Year's, we're out there like that's crazy.
Those wild.
Yeah, and we just flew out there and everyone met up and it was like.
I also feel like it's really awesome to have that friendship like transition into different phases of life. We all had started as just like single people.
Yeah.
Or, boyfriend and girlfriends. And then we all transitioned into husband and wives. Mm-hmm. And then we transitioned into parents.
Right.
And now we all have multiple kids and we're all like super busy with work and doing our own things. And it is kind of cool to see those friendships just still kind of truck along that phase.
It's neat, right? It's just neat to have those friends that, you actually care to follow, you know, and vice versa. We always want to know what everyone's up to. And, we have a few group chats with friends, but it's pretty constant, over the years, since we moved to Tennessee, we haven't, we probably should, we talked about this weekend, but talking more with Jerick and Nancy.
Yeah.
But, with me and the guys from California, we've talked, every single week since I moved, and that was 7 years ago. And that's, that's pretty impressive. Most marriages don't talk that much. So
it's very true. I think the other thing that's so important about friendships outside of marriages, you and I had talked about this a little bit, last week, but, and even in our first podcast, but our group of friends, no matter whether they're our group of friends from California or Nancy Jerick from Tennessee, or even the friends that we've made here in Florida, they're like the best hype squad.
Yeah.
It's like, doesn't matter what you're doing, what you're getting involved in, they are there for you.
Right.
And they're cheering you on and they are giving you advice and they're like ready to drag you across the finish line.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's so cool to see all of the things we're doing now as adults
Yeah.
in our careers.
Right.
And having friends like push those things along.
Yeah, we
with us.
have no, unless they're really good at it, but hiding it. But we have no jealous friends. We have no, envious friends. We're all on each other's side constantly.
Always.
It doesn't matter who's doing what or how high they go or how low they go. We're always there.
And always so proud of them.
Right.
And vice versa. Like always
100%.
so proud of them.
Exactly.
Our friend Ryan made a book.
Yep.
It was his children's book, Mule Deer.
Yeah, exactly.
Or just like Archer's favorite thing to say, and it's so cute. But literally that day I was like, I'm buying like 5 of these.
Right, exactly.
Like the second I came across the video, I was like, I'm buying 5.
Right. And they went and bought the coloring book.
Yeah.
They only bought 4.
It's fine. It's okay.
But they were more expensive, so.
Makes sense.
They're forgiven.
Yeah, I get that.
No, but, we support each other through and through, and we have, shirts and stuff from Josh's gun shop in Reno, and, we always,
yeah,
we don't take from each other.
Well,
we support each other.
We can't afford the houses that Gaston sells, but.
No,
Maybe if you could find us, like, I don't know, a shed in California.
But I will heart his Instagram posts.
All day long. And I will tell him that I'm super proud of him because he is kicking ass out there.
Right.
But yeah, I do love that our friends, no matter what we're doing or what they're doing, like we're always just in it to win it. And I love that for them. Do you have friendships that have changed your life?
Yeah. Up to this point, all friendships have changed my life one way or another. The friends I had back in Corona, I think my life had just changed to a different direction that, for what it's worth, wasn't the best thing for me anymore.
Right.
It's a weird thing to say because they probably end up listening to this. I'm not talking crap on anybody.
No, but I think that
my life had moved
changed.
on.
Yeah.
My life had changed and moved on to a different place. I moved cities and I went back and forth trying to hang out as much as I could. And I realized, I'm the only one who's traveling back and forth. So it was, it wasn't, the friendship didn't feel like it was benefiting me at all. So, I had slowly moved on, and that's when I had met, Josh at Oakley and, Gaston and Ryan and then Brian and Jeff and everybody and Chris and those group of friends changed my life. Yeah. For the better. For sure for the better. I'd never drinking more in my entire life.
Very true.
But we had a blast, and, we are good for each other. They introduced me to, God and Christianity again. And, I wasn't, didn't dive head over heels back then. Yeah. But they definitely planted that seed in my head again. And, they were definitely the friendship group that changed my life. Yeah. For sure.
I have to agree with that.
For sure. What about you?
Oh, God, I don't know. Yeah, they definitely changed my life. I don't know if they've had as much of an impact as more of our, current friends have. I did have a really good friend, which jumps into one of these questions, which was a time where a friendship ended and it took a minute to get over. And that had happened to me actually right before you and I had met. I was on a work trip out in California. You actually avoided meeting me at that time. So there was that.
Another episode, another time.
Yeah. But I had one of my best friends who had moved to California, and her and I were friends because we had dated friends, and those relationships had since ended, but her and I had always remained really close. But she had moved to California and I was out there, and so I was like, all right, I'm finally going to get to hang out. We hadn't seen each other in a while. She was just in a new relationship that wasn't the best for her, and she ended up getting into an argument with him and left me at her apartment and didn't answer her phone for days. And I was like, okay, she died. I was like, oh my God, I'm in this foreign city in this chick's apartment with her cats, and I don't know where she is. And I just remember like a few days later, she finally called and she's like, I'm so sorry, but my boyfriend and I got into it and I just like wasn't coming home. And I'm like, I'm done. Yeah. I'm like, this is not a friendship that like
3,000 miles around.
Yeah, I didn't have it in me anymore. And there was no like sincere apology about it. So it was just like, it just ended. And so it took me a minute to get over it because it was like, why? Like, why did we go there? And like, how did it get there?
Ran its course. Some friendships just run their courses.
Yeah. And then I was super standoffish about like having friends after that.
Sure.
And so I was just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
No thanks. So that happened. But yeah, I think more of my like current friendships have shaped, who I am and have changed my life. And, being friends with Carrie has always been so easy.
Yeah.
And even if we don't talk for quite some time, like she's just an easy friend. And, Kristen and I talk all the time and see each other all the time. And that friendship probably like brought me back to friends or the idea of friends.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I ever realized how important friendships were. Like, I love our relationship. I love having the kids. Like, I love all of those things. But it's also nice to have somebody to just be like, I need an outsider's perspective.
For sure.
Like, I just need somebody else not close to this, but close enough that they know to just tell me, like, am I going crazy?
Right.
Am I losing my mind here? Or, like, how would you handle this situation? Or
this is
what
I'm going through. That, right.
It's like a good sounding board aside from, you. So I do think that friendships are obviously super important, but they're harder to make the older you get.
Well, yeah. And then, especially when we're in an office setting in our own business where it's just us for the most part, and again, there's, Jeremy and Joanna who we've met through work, right? So you meet friends through work.
Which is actually so funny too, because Mason and Olive went to kindergarten, we're in the same kindergarten class.
Right, exactly. But you meet friends through work. You meet friends through things you do almost on a daily.
Yeah.
And we're at an age now where we don't always do that anymore, right?
Yeah.
We met new friends through the park, on Thursdays. And so,
where our neighbors become our friends.
Right. We're in, we're in that stage of life too, with the kids going to school. And again, I think going back to Olive, being in and out of school, she doesn't hang out with anybody from school.
Right.
Not that she won't, if she's in school and she's, in third, fourth, fifth, sixth, middle school, high school, she'll get friends.
These friends, though, let me tell you what, they're going to make our lives expensive. She came home the other day and she was like, Mom, I think you need to take me to a nail salon to get my nails done. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why? I'm here for it, but why? Well, I need to get pointy nails because my friend Layla has them. And I was like, nope. Jeez. That's not happening.
No, thanks.
So these friends are going to cost us money.
No, they're not.
And a lot of it.
Not us. If she goes through with it, it's you.
Oh, that's not fair.
I say no.
Perfect. No, but you're right, though. Like, she doesn't hang out with...
No, she hangs out with the kids in the neighborhood. Or she hangs out with, Mason, who is now, a friend. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. We just, like I said, we're at a point now in life where we're just not, making friends,
right?
Every turn anymore.
And we're not going out to the bar,
which is totally fine. Yeah, we're not going to the bar and meeting people, hanging out there. We're not, getting to know the bartender. We're not doing any of that crap anymore.
Now we're like, oh, you own a business as well? Tell us about how soul sucking that is.
Yeah. Will you be my friend?
Yeah.
So,
could you give me sound advice?
Right, exactly. And then you just do. You get to an age where, you're starting to vacation with friends now. Yeah. And not just yourselves. Like we did Jarek and Nancy this weekend. We met them in Savannah. Mm-hmm. And it was just the four of us, and it was awesome. Right. And it's just so easy. We didn't have to find a bunch of, stuff to entertain us for 2 days. We just, went and, drank and probably drank too much. And,
it's all right.
Ate good food and hung out and, laughed with each other a lot. And it was a blast. It's just so easy. Yeah. And that's how life is supposed to be. Right. Your friendships and your relationships are supposed to be effortless because you find people who understand you and you understand them. And, when I say effortless, it doesn't mean that it's simple. But
No.
it's effortless. It's
Yeah.
like, if you get in an argument, then it's a dead issue
Yeah.
overnight.
Right.
That's effortless.
Yeah.
Or someone says sorry first, or you just learn to get over it because
Right.
it's not that big of a deal. And,
Yeah.
or you can forgive in an instant.
Yeah.
Those are effortless relationships. And there are other relationships you have that are just, a pain in the ass. And it's like constant trying and constant
Yeah, it's not
trying to
worth
make
it.
somebody happy and
Yeah.
trying to keep somebody, cool and calm and collected. And, you're putting an effort to get to see the person that you want to see out of that person.
Yeah.
That's not an effortless friendship.
No, I agree with
That's
that.
that's a second job.
Yeah, and a full-time one at that.
Right. So, yeah.
I have to say too, speaking of like things being effortless and just easy, it's nice to have like our group of friends, or the people that have blessed us in our lives. It's nice to have people who view things the exact same way we do. Like, it's just easy. Like,
Right.
when we go to the park with all the kids, I'm like, I'll feed your kid, you feed your kid, like, or whoever, feed my kid, somebody, like, at this
Right.
point, you just jump in and you do life, and everything just kind of coexists together,
Right.
and you just go.
And that's how, I was raised in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's how I know Adam. Mm-hmm. His parents are the same way. It was, I got yelled at by his parents.
Yeah.
I got put in the corner by his parents, and I had to sit in the timeout chair. And I got it. That was the same thing.
Yeah.
It was just, that's how it's supposed to be. It's a community of friends. It's not a, don't talk to my kid like that. That's not a friendship.
Right.
And I'm not going to be an a-hole to your kid, but
No.
it's up to us collectively as, friends and human beings in a community to make sure we're all raising, kids the right way. And,
Yeah.
and also try not to overstep boundaries, obviously, but I'm not going to hit your kid.
Right.
So I'm not worried about that.
It's true.
But, it's another just thing to say, eat your damn dinner,
Right.
because I know your parents want you to.
Right.
So, but,
No, that's true. One of the other questions we got from, I'm going to say the question.
did we answer Gaston's question?
This is that question.
Oh, okay.
Gaston would like to know if we're still friends.
That's a tough thing.
Yeah. I mean, he blew up, really. I mean, he's on TV now.
Yeah.
So, though, I guess we should ask Gaston,
Are we still friends?
you know?
Because now he's a TV star.
Yeah. Does he just want to?
He made it onto Selling OC. What channel is that on?
I'm obviously not that great of a friend.
He's famous now.
He is. People are chasing him around in his neighborhood.
So yeah, are we still friends, Gaston, is what I should ask. Are we still friends?
We're proposing that question to you, G.
So get back to us when you can. Moving on.
Yeah. Another question we got was, are friends considered family?
Yes.
I have to agree.
Yep.
I
actually have a verse from John 15 that I'm going to read. I
Okay.
wanted to read at the beginning, but we kind of just jumped into it,
Okay.
which kind of answers that.
But
I guess I can read it now.
Friends or family?
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and read it, and then I will kind of answer my thought on friends being family.
Let me see here. So John 15:12 through 13 says, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that someone lay down his life for his friends."
So, in friends being considered family, we actually have friends that like treat us better and treat our kids better than some family does. And to me, like, those are the people that will just always be there.
Right, that's why they're friends.
Forever.
Right. That's
Like-
why I consider people in our lives now as friends.
Right.
And, sadly, I don't consider other people that I've had in my life as friends anymore, because friendship is earned.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the word acquaintance for
Yeah.
a reason. Or, that's really what it becomes now. It's something that, it's
Pretty easy.
it's easy.
The person that sent this question in is is definitely like family.
Yeah.
He's probably like having or he was, not anymore. He's definitely grown up a lot. He was like having another child.
Is it Chris Lovely?
Yeah. It is Chris Lovely.
Yes, Chris, you're family.
Oh.
No, friends are family for sure. Because
absolutely.
if you can't count on a friend like you can a brother or sister, then what is the meaning behind your friendship then?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And even today, I'll jump into that really quickly. The older you get, the more you realize your family are your friends.
Yeah.
You're trying to run away from them all your teenage years, all your 20s, and, you end up, 30s and 40s, and you flip back and you're like, okay, my mom's my best friend.
Yeah.
Or I have a relationship with my dad that I never had before.
Yeah.
So, your family become very important friends in life, after they're just your family growing up. My sisters are incredible friends to me.
Oh, yeah.
And my brother, I wish we had a deeper relationship, and I'm trying to work on that. But
yeah,
family is, kind of flip side. Family is the most important friendships you can, build on.
Yeah.
Because nobody's closer than that. And there's nobody that, would, bend over backwards or take a bullet for you than a family, but we have friends that would do the same thing.
Absolutely.
So that's why I answer friends, our friends are our family for sure.
Yeah. I'm the oldest of 6. It's just like you are. And I'm super close with my sisters, and my brother's obviously closer to my sisters because they're all physically here in that realm. But, my sisters and I are as thick as thieves. You always have to say, like, there's Charlie's Gangsters again. Like,
Charlie's Gangsters.
Like one pops off, the other one's right behind. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Like, relax, okay?
It's not even our fight, but we're going in. We're going in for it. But yeah, you're right. Like, your siblings become like your best friends.
For sure.
Well, those are all the questions that I had for you in regards to friendships. Do you have any other friendship thoughts?
I don't have anything off the cusp. I'm grateful for all the friends we have.
Same.
I can't thank them enough, for being, around and what they have been over the last, 2 decades. Really, the last 20 years have been a pretty pivotal moments in my life for friends. And they're, like I said, the same friends I talk to weekly. Nothing has changed other than, strictly, supporting each other constantly.
Yeah.
And making sure that we're okay and that, our families are good and that we have everything that we need. And sometimes I feel like we, maybe me personally, could, reach out, more on a basis like that to ask, I used to check in with the guys, we should probably do it more, but I used to check in and just kind of see how everybody was doing.
Yeah.
I know Josh works, nonstop at the gun store now. And like any business owner,
he could take a break though and check his phone.
I know. He doesn't, I don't even know if he has a phone anymore.
Oh, that's a good question.
He might listen to this on an iPod. Actually, it's not Apple. He wouldn't use that.
He wouldn't. He probably listens to us on Spotify.
Like an Android Sony Walkman or something.
Ooh.
I don't know.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
We just saw him like beep up and down the road.
But every now and then I feel like I need to check on Josh just to make sure he's, alive and well, because he's, one that doesn't pop up too often in the friend group chat these days. He's just busy and he's focused. And I just want to, you want to make sure that, your friends are busy and focused on the right things.
Yeah.
Not hyper focused on, the shit that's going to tear them down, or make you fall apart, because that's the stuff that's not worth it. So
for sure,
I definitely want to make sure that my friends are, their headspace is where it should be. And, because you can't function unless your headspace is right.
Yeah.
You can't, it's just wrong.
Right. Then it just ends up being focused on all the wrong things and does you no good.
Exactly.
Does them no good.
What's the most important thing a friend has ever done for you?
I actually think, and it's going to be so funny, when I started working at Aveda,
Yeah.
I was in this like weird transition in life. Then it was my birthday, and Kristen, I literally had just started like a couple weeks before my birthday, and Kristen was like, "Do you want to go to lunch for your birthday?" And I was like, "Sure, sounds good." Kind of an unexpected invite, and I was grateful for it. And we went to pay, and she's like, "No, we're not going to buy. It's your birthday." And from that day forward, we just had been friends ever since. And I think she pulled me out of a place that I didn't realize like I needed a friend like her.
Yeah.
Somebody who had like tough love and was a lot like me, but also very different. I don't think I realized how much I needed that friendship. And so to me, I think that's probably the most important thing, is like she offered to just take me to lunch one day. I was like, that was a new girl, and she didn't want me to have my birthday lunch by myself, and look at us now.
Right.
So here we are.
Something so simple.
Yeah.
Can be,
Totally
years
changed my
years
life.
and years later, right? That
Yeah.
You hold on to, because, it's cool.
What about you?
Man, my throat's been driving me nuts all day. I'm raspy tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably Josh. All my friends ended up being just as pivotal of a role, but Josh, introduced me to all that.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Right back at it.
Oh, God. I hate being emotional. It makes me, I'm such an emotional human being. But Josh was that person that,
We'll get there. We'll get there. You'll all.
I don't even know why I'm so emotional about it. It's comical, actually.
It is comical.
Retarded.
But it is. It's a bit. That was a
But
moment for you.
He pulled me out of, whatever I was escaping from, when I left California. And,
Maybe we'll just like shorten this time.
I'll cut this out because this is ridiculous. But
well, you don't have to cut it out, but we'll just shorten it.
But he opened up his whole life, for me to be a part of.
Yeah. When you left Corona. And you guys worked together.
And those are all the friends I still have today.
Yeah. It's true. I also think back just on like some of the stories you have of, you and Josh or you and Gaston.
Right. It all ended up opening up and being this.
Right. And you and Ryan and
slew of just insane chaos, awesome, loving, wild, friendship for the last, almost somewhere between 15 and 20 years now. It's crazy, but
it is kind of wild.
Yeah.
But I have to agree, he's definitely played a very, very pivotal role.
Yeah, he was kind of that gatekeeper.
Yeah.
To all that. That was tough to get out for some reason.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're back?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I think those friendships specifically are so like near and dear because you were probably in a much darker space than you realized then.
For sure. 1,000%. Right. And that goes along with the last conversation.
Yeah. And those friendships.
Yeah. They pulled me out of that
life.
Right.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
And I think we all helped each other, Gaston was going through a breakup when I met him through Josh. So we had a lot of conversations.
Gaston and Josh broke up?
Gaston and Josh broke up. So I had to talk to them individually to...
bring them back together.
Bring them back. No, not together, but... No, but, when I met Gaston, he was going through he was just about to go through a hard time. Then he went through a hard time. And then when I, met Ryan, he was going through a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seemed to be, really good, moment in life for all of us.
Yeah. I will bring up a very funny, when I met all of the guys in California.
Yeah.
Each one of them played such a different role. And speaking of coming full circle with Ryan, the first time I met Ryan, he was hiding in your apartment.
Yes.
In a mask.
Yep.
And just standing there in the dark, staring at me.
He's a creep.
Yeah. But full circle was when I bought the books that he made.
Yeah.
He mailed me
The same
mask.
mask. Yeah. From 10 years ago.
And so
it's borderline clinical.
I mean,
there's
kind of scary.
There's something psychologically wrong with that man.
Yeah. When I first met Gaston, he was fishing in the harbor.
He's fishing in the harbor.
And he was like, is anybody going to tell Nick that this is not going to work and this is not going to be real?
Sucker. Joke's on you, man.
Oh, Josh just kept saying all of the things about me being from Florida.
Yep.
And honestly, now
Josh is a redneck in Reno.
He's more Florida than I am.
It's so true. It's very true.
Like, his Florida is like off the scale.
It's very true.
And mine is not.
Mm-mm.
So that's pretty comical.
Yeah.
And Chris Lovely just
fit right in.
Yeah, and he'll always have such a special place in my heart because he's Chris.
He's Chris.
But
he's like the little orphan child. Joiled.
Yeah, but
he's like the little orphan child.
We spent so much time with him.
I did too when I first met him because he had
just like one-on-one.
We let him crash at my mom's house, and he slept on the couch until he got his stuff back together, and that's when him and I became really good friends.
Yeah.
And all the way back, we used to do everything together, and he just fit right into the group too. And I thought was kind of the last friend in this core circle of us. Now we're all moved and we all have we're all getting different friends, and we'll all have that, but nothing will ever match the circle of friends we've got.
Right.
But in our little circle, nobody else has ever been kind of let in. Or even, like I said, it's
true.
If it's not easy, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very true. Well, I do appreciate all of our friends.
Me too.
Old friends, new friends, dear friends, long distance friends, fat friends, skinny friends, all of them. I appreciate all of them.
Me too.
I appreciate where they've taken us as people, the roles that they played in our relationship. I think that's also huge.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I'm very grateful for the people that are in our lives, molding us to be, who we are today.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we're very blessed. God has been good to us with, good people in our lives.
Yep. And the people that we've always needed.
100%. I don't have a friend that I can't reach out to that wouldn't do whatever they needed to
Oh, yeah.
Give me an idea or comfort me or, talk me off a ledge or
jump in and take your dog.
I have a friend. I literally have a friend in my life in everything and anything.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for that.
Me too.
So hopefully I am, that good of a friend to all friends listening.
What if you found out you weren't?
Then it's not that easy of a friendship.
Oh.
And, maybe I'll find myself alone.
You'll never be alone. I'll always be with you.
I know. You're a very good friend to me.
Better be the best friend you've ever had. I'm coming for you, Josh.
Oh, man. But we are very blessed. God is
sure.
good. God is good to us, for
I
sure.
agree with that.
Puts all the right people on our paths. And, that's another thing is that God puts the right people in your path at the right time.
Oh, yeah.
And he also takes people out of your life at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, truly believe in God and you truly have faith, then all that stuff is very easy to see.
Yeah.
Very easy to see.
And it happens so quick, too.
And it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time for us to exit this platform.
It works for me.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready to say the prayer?
I said the prayer last time.
It's Monday.
No.
We waited weeks.
It's your turn.
All right, fine. All right. God, thank you for another wonderful opportunity to sit with my husband and have these conversations, to stay on topic. Thank you for blessing us with all of the people in our lives, near, far. You have given us a great group of friends that have constantly played pivotal roles in our lives and have just made us who we are today. And I am very grateful for all of them. Continue to watch over us, continue to watch over our business, our friends, their businesses. Keep an eye on all of the kids. Keep them safe at school and whatever circles they're running in. Continue to keep an eye on us. Lead us on this amazing journey you've brought forth for us, and we'll see you guys next week, or in 2 weeks, or whenever Nick decides to get it together enough to record the next one.
We'll see what kind of mood I'm in.
Uh-oh.
Amen.
Amen. All right. See you guys later.